Hello, my name is Elliot Stiller, and today I'm offering you my free life coaching that's hosted remotely over Zoom. If you're interested in it, just fill out the form and I'll get back to you and we'll schedule a time to meet. So, what is my coaching method? My method is called the problem solution method. It stands in stark contrast to the normal therapeutic method that therapists use. What therapists tend to do is they'll simply listen, hold space, and be non judgmental. They'll reflect what you're saying back to you, and they'll usually use passive approaches that are non interventional, such as how your thoughts are and to replace thoughts that are not positive, listening to your inner child and drawing pictures of it, or just recommendations that are more general, like to exercise. I worked with lots of different therapists at a residential treatment center, and I was seeing clients receive these kind of services, but they remained locked in their depression and anxiety, and they would return back to the center again the next month. And what I would see is a different method that could be better to solve their problems actively. And I'll go through the method right now, step by step, on my screen, and you'll see exactly how it works. And if you like it, just fill out the form and we can get started for free. So, I myself have had problems in my career, relationship, meditation, fitness, and finding interests. But I kept researching, collaborating with other people, and thinking up solutions myself to solve these areas rather than just getting stuck in them. And I actually saw improvement in these areas in my life. And I started to try out that approach on other clients, and I received testimonials like, "I didn't learn until I met you. This is the most that I've gotten since my 1 year in treatment." And testimonials like, "You're a godsend. Thank you for being a voice of reason." As well as even therapists saying, "This is extremely helpful." So, how does the problem solution method work? Here are the 5 steps. The first step is going to be an overview of it. So what we do is this method uses your ideas on how to fix the problems in your life, the coach's ideas, myself. We're going to research online, and we're going to collaborate with others like Reddit and Quora and phone calls to professionals. All of this together to make progress in your life, not just talking about the past and the emotions. While that is important and it's meaningful to hear your story, that shouldn't take up more than a session or two. We want to go into how do we move forward and how do we make solutions happen. This is the overview. Now we're going to start with how it actually would begin when we're in the session. So I'm going to start by looking at 40 different areas of life. Now, a lot of therapists just use a few areas of life and they make it very generalized. Now, what I see is better is 40 areas so we can get down to what exactly in specific is causing your problems. I don't even list anxiety or depression as a problem area here. Instead of listing a generalized area, I go to a specific area. Maybe your anxiety, for example, could be from money and debt. We'll check off that box, we'll find solutions for that. Maybe the depression is from exercise and the work that you're doing right now, as well as some of your past traumas that you have still circling around, bothering you. So what we do is we don't look at generalized things like ADHD, depression, anxiety. Instead, we go right down to where it's coming from. Where are the areas that you feel uncomfortable, unhappy, unfulfilled in your life? And we check them off. So let's just say hypothetically, this client has a problem with exercising, sleeping, they want to earn more money, their work is an issue, and lastly, they have hobbies and interests that don't fulfill them, like they watch just TV for their hobby and they want to find something more fulfilling. We start out by checking off the areas of life. Then now we know what these are, we're going to briefly discuss the core values that are going to guide us. The first one is persistence. So whatever problem you have, it may take years to solve it. It may take months to solve it. But we're going to be persistent and we're going to keep trying different solutions out again and again. and eventually you might find even minor success in one of them. The second core value is variability. We're going to try out different solutions. So, maybe 5 different solutions and one of them lands. And the last one is creativity. We can be inventive in finding solutions. For example, if you have an exercise problem, you could do a 3-minute home workout instead of trying to go to the gym for half an hour. Creativity. So persistence, variability, and creativity are the 3 core values that are going to guide us as we look for solutions. Now let's go into actual problem solving. This sheet here will take up the bulk of what we do. So I'm just going to demo it right now with how it would look if the problem area was exercise and career. So we're going to pick one area of life from this big sheet that we checked off the areas of life in, and we're going to start with just one at a time. The first one I'm going to pick is work immediate, can do now. So I'll go in this sheet and we're going to start by typing in the area of life. So work immediate. Now we're going to first start by explaining briefly about it. So I need to hear what the problem is. So I'll just keep it simple. Unfulfilled and unhappy, bored at job. Seeking higher pay and more interest. Too far of a drive also. So the next step we do is we break it down from that general description into what reasons it's connected to. So every problem has root reasons. We're going to tackle each reason one at a time. The first reason we can see here is just too far of a drive. The second reason is it's not interesting, unfulfilling, and if we wanted to continue, we would add more reasons like higher pay as well. So now that we have these 2 reasons here, we're going to start with one of them. And the first one we're going to choose is not interesting, unfulfilling, higher pay needed. So it sounds like what they've already, and I'm going to ask them, what have you already tried? They may say, I've already tried looking at similar jobs in the same career, like working at different companies under the same title. Didn't like job duties anyways. Need new job title and career. So that's what's already been tried and hasn't worked. Then I'll ask you, what are your ideas? You may say, one of my ideas is perhaps going to a boot camp or taking an online degree over a few years, or even a certificate in something that's a year or 2. And we'll write that down. That's an idea that you have to improve it. So get certificate, online degree, or other upskill that allows career change. Then we'll go into my ideas. Now for my ideas, I want to start by asking you, choose between computer heavy work, hands-on work like plumbing and trades, or communication based work like teaching or retail or being in nursing where communication is heavy. So now we already have some ideas generated here. We're going to move forward to now look at ChatGPT to see what kind of ideas it has for this problem. So we'll open up a chat right here and we'll go right through it as if we were together working. So we have the about, we have all of this right here. We upload it, and then we're going to ask ChatGPT, please generate ideas on how to solve this problem. Make comprehensive list. Now from this, we see a variety of solutions start to come up. And let's just say hypothetically, because I'm going through a demo and I'm making it quick, we read through this together. I share the screen, And there's a lot of options here already, stuff that I may not even have been able to think of at all myself. So let's just say hypothetically the one that you like is request new initiatives at work. So we just throw that right into here, which is later down the line. Research ideas, request to join new initiatives at current job. The other one you might want to try out is clarifying your work mode, computer, hands-on, or communication, and then picking a certificate, online degree, or apprenticeship. So this is another idea. I'll ask you, which do you prefer? And let's say you want an online degree. You want something that's a little bit more of a 4-year degree as opposed to a quicker trade school route or boot camp. So we got some research ideas from ChatGPT now. The next step is to go into YouTube and get some solutions also. So then we use more research, as you can see. Now we're going into YouTube. Here, we're going to try out career-changing ideas. We just do some research. Here, we see a video on the questions you need to ask yourself when you're trying to make a career change. I'll take that video, I'll copy it, and I'll put it directly here so you can save it for later. The next research is going to come from Reddit and Quora. We're going to go ahead and just go into Reddit, and we're going to type in career change. There's a whole subreddit just on career change. And so here's another example of what we would do. We find a post, we take it, we put it in here. Now we have a variety of different ideas to go through. The next thing we're going to do is comb through all of what we've done already. And this is comprehensive, so I'm going through it briefly right now. But let's just say hypothetically, we went through these research ideas comprehensively on ChatGPT, as well as we looked at YouTube significantly and Reddit and Quora. We'll have a whole list of different ideas. What we'll do in our next session, because you need time to digest all this information, you need time to read through Reddit and Quora and watch the YouTube link and analyze the ChatGPT ideas, is we're going to narrow down to the top 3 ideas. These top 3 ideas, in our second session, we're going to have a what, a when, and a where for each of them. So let's say it was online degree. The when might be, we're going to try looking to start in this quarter. Where, online, some options are Walden University and UMass Global. So we do this and repeat it for all the 3 ideas that we have. From here, we're going to go ahead and move into the collaboration phase. We have our 3 ideas already created, and now that we have the ideas, we're going to try and see if we can collaborate to get more solutions. Say in the process of looking at online degrees, you had some questions like how can I start this at Walden University? How reputable is the school? So in that case, you're going to put it right here, post on Quora, how reputable Walden University is. The next one, for example, you had another idea about joining new initiatives at your current job. So you ask on Reddit now, ask on Reddit how it is to start a new initiative at my current job. Is it a risky thing to do? How should I prepare? As we can see, we're moving out of the research phase and into the collaboration phase, where we don't just take that research and sit in it by itself. We don't just take it from my research and my feedback as well. It's not just the coach, it's not just online. It's also going to be what other people say from Reddit, from Quora, from other places. So the next step in collaboration is going to be online support groups and phone calls to professionals. So for this example, we're going to take a look at, for example, a phone call to a professional. You may want to call Walden University. You may want to talk to a career coach about how to start a new initiative. You may want to find an online support group on Meetup.com that discusses how to navigate career change. So now the next part that we're going to do is going to give you some time in the next session in between to try out these top 3 ideas. So whatever the ideas were that you picked out and you put over here, you're going to have a whole week to try it out. And then you're going to tell me how to go and how can we improve it further. So for example, say you tried out online degree, and you say how it went, too many options. Refinements to improve it, use ChatGPT to narrow by prestige, like how well regarded the institution is, and by cost, and by duration of time. That'll help you narrow down the options. So you can see here, we have another section just to kind of discuss how to go, whatever the problem was, and how can we improve it. We'll do that for all 3 ideas. And again, all these ideas are all just related to one of your reasons for one of your areas of life. That's how in depth we go, just for one area of life and one reason. Once we've done all of this, we move to the second reason. So this is the kind of care and attention we give to make sure you can make progress in your life. Now, for example, let's say we had reason number 2, too far of a drive. For that one, we might be able to go through it quite easily. We'll just say too far of a drive, what's already been tried, driving 30 minutes, tried carpooling. And you can see we just keep going through this whole process again and again to help each reason that's connected to each problem. And I'll overview this briefly now so we can kind of wrap it up. We start out, and so now we can see that from there, the final step is the backup plan. So step 5 is, say you've tried problem solution for a certain area of life for a period of time and it didn't work out. What we're going to do next is we're going to basically just let go and accept that the problem is the way that it is. So we've already tried it, say, for a year, for 2 years. We need a break. Our brain is hurting from all this thinking. You can let go and accept that this is a problem that will stay for some time, but at the same time, you can go back to problem solution whenever you need to. So having a little window to be able to let go and accept can help a lot so that you can relax a little bit and sometimes take a break. And so now I'm going to overview the whole process here, step by step. So we already know it's a successful program through my testimonials. People have loved it. It starts out by going through an area of life worksheet where you check off different areas of life so we know what the problem is. From there, we remember our values. We're going to keep trying. We're going to try different things out, and we're going to be creative. And we use those skills while we do problem solving. We go from describing it into seeing what you've tried and I think and what research thinks is a good idea, into going into collaborations with other people. So we take our best 3 ideas and we actually narrow it down to the top 3 ideas and how can other people help us with it. Quora, Reddit, online support groups, phone calls. And once we've done all that, we're going to check in every week to see how has the progress been going on these ideas. So thank you so much for listening. This is a free remote program hosted over Zoom. It's entirely just to help people and to spread the program, which I think is very effective. If you're interested, please fill out the form, and I will contact you to schedule our first online Zoom session. Thank you so much.